no time to waste, no time to waste, no time to waste, no. There's no time to waste, no time to waste, no time to waste, so you better do the damn thing right. You only got one life. You better do the damn thing right. Yeah.
Welcome guys back to the ShoeBender podcast. I'm so glad to have you guys back. Yo, it's been a while. The last time I did an episode, it was literally like a couple days before the Super Bowl. So I mean that lets you know how long it's been. It's been like 2 weeks already. But honestly, I was just, I didn't want to just talk about football. I wanted other things to, come up too as well, which there was. There's been a lot of stuff going down in the NBA world. There obviously was, a lot of trades that happened and, buyouts and all that stuff. The NBA is really popping off right now, and it's really gonna go full throttle here with the last like 20, there's like 20 games left. There's a lot of teams trying to make a playoff push. My Lake Shows being one of them. And these records are close. It's not like there's a huge gap in between all these teams. They're actually really short. But like I said, I just didn't want to just talk about football because I would have just talked about the game and that's just one thing about me. That would have been like a 15-minute video. We don't do that, boys. We don't do that. And we're about to have March Madness about to come up as well. So that's always gonna be fun. I mean, I always fill out at least like 3 brackets. At least that's my minimum. Anything more than that's a little bit too crazy. Even though you could auto pick it or whatever, it's just excuse me, that's just not me. That's just too much. You know what I'm saying? It's like I treat it like my fantasy teams. Like I do 3 fantasy teams max. Like that's it. I have my big money league that I do every single year. And then the other 2 are usually, like with cousins or family or coworkers and stuff like that. Let me see here. But yeah, so I obviously the NFL season ended, and it ended in not the way I wanted it to. I mean, damn, it was a good game, guys. It was a good game. It was definitely a tale of two different halves. The Chiefs ended up winning it again. It's their second championship in 4 years, I believe. And the Eagles dominated the whole first half. Literally the whole first half they dominated. But they couldn't put this Chiefs team away. The Chiefs really turned it up on offense the whole second half. And their defense played really well too. I mean, Chris Jones was just wreaking havoc literally the whole game as well. He was one of the guys that definitely was talking about that he should get his flowers a lot more because, I mean, dude, let's be real. Like, this guy has been dominating a lot of, like I said, I've been watching a lot of Chiefs games, not because I've wanted to, but because, here, hold on, my bad. Had the volume up on that one. I ain't trying to get no copyright on this shit. But because I'm about to watch the highlights just to refresh my memory. I remember most of the game, especially that horrible call that was made at the end of the game. It's like, man, you can't make that call after you literally did not make that call like the whole game. And I would understand if it was like a really blatant, like, hey, like, but I mean that little baby tug, man, like, come on, bro. But we'll get to that. Like I said, in the first half, it literally, I don't even want to say it was mainly, it literally was all Eagles. The Chiefs are having a really tough time stopping them. Me, honestly, personally, what I feel changed the momentum of the whole game, especially that kept the Chiefs in the game because the Eagles are running away with this game. And there was actually a play that if I think his name's Gainwell, number 14 from the Eagles. If he would have made that catch, man, he was wide open. Ball goes right through his hands, doesn't make the catch. And I don't think they either settle for a field goal. I'll see right now if they show it. They either settle for a field goal or they didn't get no points on that drive. And I mean, that would have been huge. That would have been huge, but it didn't go their way that on that play. And like I said, he was wide open. I mean, dude, this dude was wide open, but he didn't make the catch. And but I really feel what really changed the whole game, the play that kept the Chiefs in the game and that changed actually the whole game, that just kept the Chiefs believing, was when Jalen Hurts fumbled the ball. And I mean, they always, you never want to say, the Chiefs won it because of luck, because they didn't. They didn't win it by luck. They obviously made all the right adjustments in the second half, because they looked like a whole totally different team, man. But it was when Jalen Hurts, when he fumbled that ball, that linebacker, I mean, just for it to, like, for him to be perfectly right there in that spot when the ball bounced. Like, literally the ball bounced right into his hands while he was in running motion. So, I mean, like, he's gone. Like, if there's literally nobody in his way, which there wasn't, I mean, he literally got that ball and he dipped. And like I said, you never want to blame, you never want to say that was luck or that he was lucky. But it's also like, come on, man. Like, come on. Like, what are the odds of that, bro? Like, what are the odds of you being right there as this ball perfectly bounces up into the air? Like, I mean, awesome play. Obviously that gave him, like I said, that gave him life, and that really kept him in the game, because if they would have made that if Gainwell would have made that touchdown, you're really applying the pressure, and then if they don't get that score, I believe it's a lot tougher for the Chiefs, because like I said, that really did hurt the Eagles really bad. You really would have went into halftime with super momentum. I mean, they already were, but I mean, like I said, me personally, I just feel like that gave all the life and all the belief that the Chiefs needed. At the first half, Kelsey was having a great game as well. Like, the Eagles really had no answer for him. At one point, we thought that Pat Mahomes re-injured his ankle again, but he was still good. Bucker over here was, making some really, really, really good kicks besides the very first field goal attempt that he made. Not the extra point, the field goal, because he missed it. But, AJ Brown got pretty, I mean, he didn't really do too much this game. And, you really want to give credit to the rookie secondary for the Chiefs, man. And yes, I did say rookie secondary. So that, this is going to be really scary that this whole secondary is literally on rookie contracts. Honestly, the only thing that's going to hold the Chiefs from repeating next year is health. That's the biggest deterrent. That's the biggest derailment on any team, is health. Also too, the Chiefs, they didn't allow us a sack the whole game, which I just thought that was massive, because obviously the Eagles, I was talking about it on my last episode, how great that pass rush was, and the rotation. Like, no matter who they rotated in with the fresh guy, he's really good. You got Sue. I don't believe Davis played, which I believe that was huge, because he was having such a great year until he got hurt. You had a Cox there, and actually, I'm actually seeing the replay right now. So, like, the ball actually bounced backwards, and then he was just perfectly able to pick it up on the rebound. I thought that it bounced towards him for some odd reason, but yeah, it bounced out the other way. But yeah, see, that tied the game at the beginning of the half. I mean, in the second quarter. And the Chiefs again. I mean, the Eagles. They get the ball back and they drive back down. Like I said, they had a really good first half. I mean, that mistake was just massive, though, because like I said, that really gave the Chiefs belief, because it really. The way the Eagles are pushing this ball in the first half, you thought it would have been a blowout. It was so funny. I'm seeing this play again. Everybody knows which play it is. It's that fourth and 1 or fourth and goal that the Eagles line up in that pretty much kneeling formation, and they just have three guys just push the quarterback forward. And I mean, literally the whole season. I've said this in my previous episodes as well. The whole season, the Eagles have been running this play and nobody has stopped it. I have literally not seen it get stopped one time the whole year. Super Bowl, the same thing. Everybody knew exactly what was coming. You even had dudes jumping over the line because they knew what was coming, and they still couldn't stop it, dude. They literally still couldn't stop it. And I just think that's crazy. Like, it's like, how does how does this allow that to keep happening? And honestly, I'm kind of glad that the NFL. I was watching the Pat McAfee show today, and they were honestly the NFL is actually talking about that play, like actually making it a rule that you probably can't do that. Which I personally love that rule, because I mean, there's no way of stopping that damn play as a defense. There really isn't, unless you perfectly time the snap and get the quarterback. And even then, it's going to be really hard because you still have three guys pushing the quarterback forward. It's a very, very, like, as a defender, very, very tough play to stop, obviously, because nobody ever stopped it. But I do think that they are gonna put that rule in place, because I mean, it really handicaps the defense, man. Like, I really didn't like seeing that play at all this year. Um, but it was successful all year. But like I was saying, this was a great game, but it definitely was a tale of two halves. The halftime show was dope. Rihanna killed it, man. I mean, I liked it. There, everybody has their opinion. What I say is the greatest Super Bowl performance of all time? Probably not, but it was still really good. Like, I wouldn't knock it. Like, I want to say like, oh, it was whack, or nah, it wasn't good. Nah, it was good. It was entertaining. It did what it was supposed to do, and I liked it, man. She played a lot of a lot of her hits. She played a lot of Kanye shit, that beats that he made. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, the halftime show was cool. Obviously there was big storylines between the two brothers, but I think the main storyline that was super, super underrated and the NFL really didn't jump on it was the fact that you had Andy Reid basically facing the team that, the other team that he built, which was the Philadelphia Eagles. Like, yo, this was Andy Reid's team. Like, he was Philadelphia. And now he's got a new team, and now he's trying to beat the old team that pretty much, let him go. They gave up on him. And I feel like that was just such a huge storyline that could have been a lot bigger that the NFL didn't jump on. The first half ended 24-14, so the Eagles had a 10-point lead going into halftime. And obviously, we know how it ended. The Chiefs just got on a roll, offensively in the second half. To me, I mean, I think the biggest, the one thing that if I was a Chiefs fan that I would be the most happiest about, the most excited about, would be this running back Pacheco, man. Gosh damn, this dude's good, bro. I mean, he runs so aggressive, bro, like recklessly aggressive, like just. He runs so hard now, not 110%, not 100. Like, we talking like 200,000%, bro. This dude runs hard every single play. And the thing is that he has the speed with it too. Like, a lot of guys that are bruisers, because he's a bruising running back to me, like an Adrian Peterson, Marshawn Lynch. Guys like that like literally look for contact, like, and guys like that, they also get the team going. When they get a huge run, the team goes crazy, bro. It brings a whole different type of energy. Everybody knows that, man. And this Pacheco kid, man, he's special. Like, he legit straight up is special. Like, I like Pacheco, man. I can't even front on that game. I believe he was a 7th rounder. I mean, come on, bro. Like, what a steal. I mean, that's some great drafting right there. But he honestly, he also reminds me, like, of most current running back. He reminds me also too of how Chris Carson was, because Chris Carson ran the exact same way. Obviously, if you're not a Seahawks fan, you don't know what I'm talking about. But dude, Chris Carson ran hard, and he ran just like they ran the exact same style. But I definitely would say Pacheco's got a whole different gear than Carson did. Like, dude, this dude, man, Pacheco is fast, bro. Like, he's gonna be a problem, bro. He's gonna be a big problem for a while. Obviously, if he can stay healthy, because as we know, that running style, I mean, you don't really last the longest. You probably got a good, solid, really good, solid 5 years in you, and then you're gonna start seeing that decline, just because of how hard and physical these guys run. I mean, Chris Carson literally had to retire because of injury to his neck. He gets, you get that from football. He didn't get that from from a workout or at home. Um, so his career was super short. I mean, Rashad Penny, same thing. Um, the guy has had flashes of being greatness, like just flashes, bro. I mean, he was averaging like 120, like 110 yards last season, like the last 6 games. And when he's healthy, he's so dynamic. He's so good. But every year he gets hurt, bro. And when I mean hurt, like, it's not like hey, he'll be back in a couple weeks. It's like, nah, he's done for the rest of the year type thing. And you hate to see that kind of, like, you really, really hate to see that, because they're so special. And it gets taken away because of injuries. Like, it's the absolute worst, man. You feel the worst for those guys. But back to Pacheco, man. That's why I say that I really hope that he could really stay healthy, because he is very special. In the second half, I'm rewatching these highlights, and yeah, I mean, the Chiefs literally totally forgot that they scored on 2 touchdowns. With the guys were literally wide ass open, nobody guarded them. They did it once to the right side to Tooney, and then they did it to the left side to I think it was 84. I believe that's his name. I believe that's his number. We'll see it right now. I think it's Watson. I think that's his name. Yeah, right here. And each time these guys were literally wide ass open. Oh no, it was 24. Literally wide ass open, bro. Literally, like, the one thing that got the Eagles to the Super Bowl, which was their defense, wasn't there. Like, they literally all unanswered, bro. Like, literally all unanswered. Like, whoever was calling the plays for the Chiefs, obviously great job, whether it's Bieniemy or Andy Reid. Obviously, we're gonna find out this year who it really was, because Bieniemy dipped to the Commanders as to be the assistant head coach, and he's gonna be literally calling all the plays on offense. It's literally been said that he's gonna call all the plays on offense. So we're gonna see what's up there. Because everybody, that was another storyline too that everybody was talking about. Like, yo, how come the Bieniemy hasn't had a head coaching job offer, or how come he keeps on getting these interviews but he doesn't keep on getting the jobs? Like, what's going on here? All literally valuable questions to be asking. Because it is true. It's like, yo, like, literally for the past 4 years, this guy has been getting interviewed every single postseason and preseason and offseason, and he still hasn't got a job. Like, what's going on here? Because everybody's talking about, like, how much of a genius this guy is, how much of a great play caller he is, but he can't get a job. Like, what's going on here, boys? Like, what's going on here, boys? There's something going on, boys, because it like they say, the math ain't mathing. You know what I'm saying? The math ain't mathing, boys. But definitely, Juju, obviously, shout out to him, USC. I was really happy that he was able to get a ring, because, dude, I like Juju, man. I don't know why people hate on him so much, bro. Like, this guy's so positive. Like, he's been positive literally his whole entire career since I've watched him at USC. Juju's always been hella cool, bro. Always been super cool. That's why I don't get why people hate on him so bad, man. Like, Juju's a cool cat, man. He really is. So I was really happy that he was able to get a ring. I believe there's a cornerback from the Chiefs as well. That's a rookie that that played at WSU. I mean, it's just badass, It's just dope to see. But yeah, definitely, that the game was definitely ruined by that freaking holding call, bro. Like, even I get the fact that the Burberry even came out, or Burberry, whatever, however you say his last name. I get that he even said that, he held him, and that, he thought the ref was going to let it go. But, bro, I was telling my roommate, bro, I was like, dude, if a wide receiver got held, Trust me, he's gonna let you know. He's gonna let you know, like, because they always stop mid route. As soon as the receivers get held, bro, they stop what they're doing. They throw their hands up. They start showing like, whoa, like what? Where's the flag? That right there already was a big red flag to me that Juju didn't do that. Juju didn't throw no fit. He kept running his route perfectly, as if he obviously was not expecting a flag on that play at all. You know what I'm saying? The way he ran that route. And even when the ball was freaking thrown way over him, because he wasn't even catchable, that shit was thrown way over him. And that to me, I just thought that was wild that didn't get looked at as an non-catchable ball or uncatchable ball. Sorry about that. I just thought that was crazy, and obviously I'm not the only one that felt like that. Like I'm not gonna like sit here and tell you like, yo, the Chiefs don't deserve to win the Super Bowl or it doesn't count. I'm not gonna say that either. Let's be real. Like they scored all these points before that flag happened. But I just it just sucks that it's these Chiefs they get this they keep on getting this they got to the Super Bowl on a questionable call or a few questionable calls, and then they win the Super Bowl on a questionable call. Because literally I'm watching this replay right here, bro. This ball is not catchable, bro. I don't care what anybody says. This ball is not catchable. Where he threw it, shit's out of bounds, bro. Well, not out of bounds, but Juju was not going to catch that. He was not going to catch that, bro. That all goes into the call. And at the end of the day, like everybody was saying, you literally did not make this call at all the whole game. And then literally at the very end of the game, bam, we're going to call it. Like it was just it was just bad, man. It's like let's at least let it at least go into overtime, bro. Let's see what happens. But like I said, I don't want to take anything away from the Chiefs. I really don't. Because at the end of the day, they still came back. They made all those points. They made the plays. They couldn't stop Pacheco in the second half at all. Their defense obviously balled out. But it just sucked that, at the end of the day, everything everybody was talking about was that holding call and not, what the defense did or what Pacheco did. What Mahomes did. Everything was just about that call. That call literally ruined everything. Like, instead of everybody talking about, the Chiefs could possibly be a dynasty. Because to me, I want to hold off on the dynasty talks. They're obviously the dynasty of the AFC, but out of the NFL, I mean, you haven't even won back-to-back yet. So, like, it's like, let's hold off on that shit. Like, you can't call yourself a dynasty if you haven't even won back-to-back. And to me, personally, I think to be a dynasty, you have to win 3. Whether that's 3 in 4 years, 3 in 6 years, 3 in 7 years, whatever it is. But you have to get 3. Pat Mahomes gets 3 with Kelsey and Andy Reid. That's a dynasty. You could say, hell yeah. That's a dynasty right there. Everybody has their opinion on what a dynasty would be. Me personally, I'm gonna hold off on that shit. They're not a dynasty yet. You haven't won back to back. In the AFC, like I said, in the AFC in the conference, like conference wise, hell yeah, they're the freaking dynasty, bro. Like literally, they've been in the AFC Championship the past 5 years, and they've won what, three of them. That's a dynasty in the AFC as a conference. But like as like in the obviously like to like the overall NFL teams, I'm gonna hold off on calling them a dynasty. Now if they win it next year coming up, which I say they have a really high chance of doing it because all they have to do is stay healthy. Then hell yeah, you're a dynasty. But right now I'm gonna hold off on all that shit. I'm gonna hold off on all that. Obviously Mahomes wins MVP and Super Bowl MVP. I mean, the regular season MVP, I mean, let's be real, that shit should have been Jalen Hurts. I honestly feel like he should have got that one. Mahomes obviously got the one that mattered. But we'll see obviously next year what's going on with the Chiefs, because like I said, the whole B enemy and Andy Reid thing. Um, obviously, no matter, they're literally the only team that I said that was gonna lose and that didn't lose at all. So I honestly feel like I literally jinxed myself. Um, because I was right on everything else besides this team right here, and that honestly bugs the shit out of me. But it's all good. I mean, that's greatness. That's what greatness does. And whether I mean, whether I don't see Pat Mahomes as the greatest, as the next GOAT, or the best quarterback in the NFL right now, I still think that's Joey B. Um, but at the end of the day, he's got the hardware. He's got the MVPs. He's obviously the gatekeeper of the AFC. Um, so I'm just, it's gonna come down now to who wins the most Super Bowls out of the whole AFC quarterbacks. Because I mean, they got all the best ones. They got Mahomes. They got Wilson. They got Lamar Jackson. They got Tua. I'm just joking, y'all. For real. don't count that shit. Well, I shouldn't say don't count that shit because that sounds really bad, but don't count that one. Who else? Josh Allen. Let's see here. I know I'm missing Herbert. Herbert's another great one. Which if that team stayed healthy, I feel like, man, they would have been representing the AFC in that Super Bowl. I know they would have, man. If that team would have stayed healthy, man, that it would have been the sky's the limit with that team. But that was another big issue for them. Obviously Joey B. You got Burrow there. You got Pickett now, who's up and coming, who had a a really good rookie year. Let me see here. I'm running through all these teams in my head right now. I mean, you could throw Tannehill in there. I mean, yeah, they had a bad season last year, but then again, he lost his best receiver. They started getting rid of defensive players. They just let go of Taylor Lewan, so they're obviously gonna go try to draft a left tackle this year, which kind of sucks, man, because I really like Taylor Lewan, because obviously busting with the boys, but now he's a free agent, so we'll see where he's gonna be at. I mean, obviously his career has been riddled by injuries as well. There's a lot of stuff already going off in this offseason that's taken off. You got Jalen Ramsey getting talked about going into saying that excuse me. You got Jalen Ramsey in trade talks. The Rams pretty much saying like, yeah, we trying to trade him, which makes me laugh because it's like, yo, what happened to fuck them picks? Oh, all of a sudden it ain't fuck them picks no more, huh? All of a sudden it's I was just bullshitting about them picks, right? You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden y'all want some picks. Man, I really hope nobody fucking trades with these guys, bro. I hope everybody says, nope, you said fuck them picks, stick to your shit, bro. We ain't trading you shit. Straight up, bro. I really hope nobody in the NFL trades with the Rams, bro. Obviously, that's not gonna happen because, I mean, let's be real, it's Ramsey. Ramsey is Ramsey, dog. Is Ramsey. Me personally, I feel like he's gonna go back home. I feel like he'll sign to like a Florida team, whichever team that is. Obviously, the Dolphins are, to me personally, that sounds like that lines up perfectly with him right now, because first of all, the main reason why is because I think I read somewhere that Byron Jones, one of their starting corners, is retiring. Like, he's done with football. So that they obviously need another corner to go with Howard or Hayward, however you want to say it. I think it's Howard. So I mean, if you could get Ramsey to go there, I mean, he's already a Florida boy. He went to Florida State. Who wouldn't want to play in Miami right now as well too? I mean, you got Tyreek Hill. That team was, before they started getting hurt, before Tua got hurt, they were balling. Let's be real, like the Miami Dolphins, they were balling until Tua got knocked the fuck out. And then it was like, oh shit, like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, like, what happened? Because that team was literally not the same after that happened. Which, I mean, I don't blame them. I mean, you see one of your teammates, one of your brothers go down like that, and you know he's not okay. That shit messes with you, man. Like that shit ain't cool to see. So you got that going on. They already let the Rams already let go of Bobby Wagner to make room for cap space because obviously they don't got none. Um, and it's already started for the Rams. They're gonna start whether they want to admit or not. They have to start to rebuild. Like you don't have the cap space to get free agents. You had a bad free agent signing in Robinson at least for last year. Obviously things could be better next year. Because it was his first year in that offense, and he obviously did not look good in it at all whatsoever. Even when he was playing, like Stafford literally would not even look at him. He would not look his way, bro, for whatever reason. But usually 10 out of 10 times it's because you're not running the right route or your quarterback don't trust you. That's literally it. That's literally the only two options. So they let go of B-Wags. I'm hoping he goes back to Seattle. But I think the wounds are still pretty fresh on how, they departed ways. And I don't think Wags would want to go back. I mean, I would love if he came back to Seattle, man. I would love to have him and then Jordan Brooks again duo at that linebacker position. And then hopefully us, draft another linebacker. I seen, that are starting for the Seahawks, that are starting center, Austin, he retired today. So obviously now we're gonna be looking to draft a center or pick up a center free agency. So now that might change our draft, the way we draft, because it's like, okay, now we need to draft the center, and especially if there's a badass center this year, we could pick one up and then pick a quarterback up as well, which I think is gonna happen. And I know the Seattle Seahawks are gonna draft a quarterback with that 5th pick. I know they are, bro. There's just no way you pass up on a draft class like this, bro. This is you have 3 great caliber quarterbacks that could transition well. I think it's Stroud, obviously, Young, and Bennett. Those 3 freaking guys, bro, are gonna dominate the NFL. Depending on where they go, obviously, too. Bryce Young, there's already rumors going around saying that he's going to go to the Colts. To me, that's a perfect fucking fit because everybody's calling him small. Everybody's saying he's not going to last in the league. And what's the best way to protect a quarterback is to put him behind the best offensive line in football and the highest paid as well. They just got the offensive coordinator from the Eagles to become their head coach. So, you've seen what this guy was able to do with Jalen. I mean, who knows what he could do with Bryce Young, especially with that offensive line as well. They obviously would have to get some weapons. They would have to draft some weapons or, sign some weapons, which could happen because, you got the space, but you also would have to get rid of Matt Ryan, who is, I believe, is like $40 million towards their cap. So who knows? They might eat that. They might eat that this year. But I mean, I just think that'd be wild to do that because actually no, they don't got the number 1 pick. I think it's the Bears. Yeah, the Bears got the number 1 pick. But they're obviously going to take calls for the number 1 pick because they already have their starting franchise quarterback. But me personally, I really do feel that the Seahawks are going to draft a quarterback. I really do. I really do think they're going to draft a quarterback. For some odd reason, it's gonna be either Stroud or Young, for whoever falls to us. But me personally, I would want Bennett. I would want the back-to-back champion, the proven winner, great decision maker. He's already 25 years old. He's already got a huge chip on his shoulder because he got busted for that DUI. So he obviously wants to show up and be like, nah, this ain't true. This ain't who I am. This is who I am. And I feel like he still has a chip on his shoulder anyways, because, people are already saying that just because of that incident that he's going to fall to, like, the 3rd or 2nd round, which I think is crazy. To me, I feel like he should be the number 1 overall quarterback in this draft class. Like I said, he's back-to-back champion. He's already dealt with adversity, going through JUCO, being a backup, all this stuff. And like I said, he is also 25 years old, so he's literally the oldest one. He's literally a veteran already. So you'll be able to plug him in right away, and I don't feel like you'll have to worry about the development part, the growth part. Obviously, he's gonna have to just adjust to the speed of the game, me personally. But I just think that Bennett, if he were to go to the Hawks, he'd fit perfect, bro. He'd fit perfect in that system because he don't mind running the ball. Uh, he's obviously pretty tall, so he could see over the line. The Seahawks already said that their option is open to draft a quarterback. That at least they still haven't signed Geno Smith. That's what I'm saying. Like there's no way that they're not gonna draft a quarterback. Um, they still got two more months to sign Geno. But me personally, I just truly believe that they're not gonna do it. And if they do, they're just gonna give him either gonna franchise tag him, or they're gonna sign him to a 1 year deal. But obviously, the franchise tag would be better because obviously Gino's not gonna want to sign a 1 year deal, especially with the season he had last year. But still, in general, I just still feel we should draft a quarterback. You don't get put in this situation too often when you get a draft in the top 5 and then pretty much again in the top 15. Like that doesn't happen, and especially right now, draft a quarterback, draft a center, have them be together for the next 4 years. That to me sounds perfect. That's a perfect world, but we don't know. But that's what I want to happen. I want us to draft a quarterback and a center now. Now that I know that we have our starting center out. And then the rest of the draft picks, linemen, especially on the defensive side and linebackers. That's definitely what we need. That's definitely what we need. Honestly, I feel like that's all we need. Literally, because obviously our secondary is going to be really good. We get Jamal Adams back next year. And we honestly just need to fill that third spot on that linebacker rotation. And then just defensive linemen, bro. I can't what was I gonna say? I can't reiterate that much enough. It's just linemen, pass rush, man. We need a pass rush. He's gonna be probably one of the best tight ends to come out in the draft in a very long time, and Mayer from Notre Dame. So if you're a fantasy junkie, look out for that guy. This wide receiver class is loaded again. You got Addison pretty much leading it, the receiver from USC. I believe the receiver from Tennessee as well, the one I was talked about at the beginning of the year. His name's Wyatt, I believe. I mean, it's just gonna be it's gonna be a really loaded offensive class. It really is. But I really hope the Seattle either drafts one of those 3 quarterbacks. I'll be happy with either 3. It don't matter if it's any of those 3 guys. I want them. I feel like they'll be great. I'd want Ben. I would definitely want us to draft Bryce Young last though, just because of our system. The system that we run, I don't know. I just feel like I feel like Stroud or Bennett would fit best in it. But like I said, that's a perfect world. That's just me thinking out loud and hoping that that's what they do. But yeah, the Rams are obviously in the rebuilding mode. Last time, also too, I don't remember if in my last episode I talked about this, but Sean Payton got hired to be the Denver Broncos head coach. So we'll see what goes on there. Because obviously, I mean, when Russell Wilson allegedly asked for a trade but didn't ask for a trade, it's like he said he didn't ask for a trade, but then gave out the teams that if he were to ask for a trade, where he would want to go to. The Saints were one of those teams. The coach was still Sean Payton at that time. So obviously these 2 guys have wanted to work side by side for a while now. And now they got their chance. There's really no excuse now. Last year, there were, even though Russell he had a horrible year and everybody blamed Russell for it, which they should have because he played horrible. He really did. Like, I watched Russell Wilson play in the last 2 years. Yeah, he hasn't played like great, but he hasn't played like that. Like he was horrible last year. You could obviously, say, it's because, first year head coach as well. Obviously that plays a role in it too. But yeah, definitely where there's gonna be no excuses now for Sean Payton or him. Like, it's all right. You got a high caliber quarterback again, Sean, and same thing with you, Russ. And I do believe I don't think Rex Ryan got the defensive coordinator job either. So that, and everybody knows how great that defense was last year, man. I mean, there was that crazy stat that would have said if Russell Wilson just averaged like 9 points, that they would be like, I believe it was like 10-3 or some shit like that. Like, it was a crazy stat. But so now you got that empire going. You got Arizona. You got J.J. Watt retiring. There's rumors of DeAndre Hopkins getting traded, which doesn't surprise me. AJ Green retired. But Kyler Murray's coming back from a torn ACL, so we'll see what happens there. The NFC West is definitely going. It's pretty much basically going to be fighting between the Niners and the Seahawks, at least to me, for the next 2 years. We'll see what the Rams and the Cardinals do in free agency. But honestly, the NFL is in great hands, man. It looks really good. Speaking of that too, the Ravens still haven't paid Lamar Jackson, which I think is freaking crazy. Like, it's like, bro, this guy is the reason why you guys have been winning this whole entire time. Well, I shouldn't want to say the only reason, but he's been a really main reason why you guys have been winning. Y'all still haven't paid him. And all he's asking is like, hey, pay me like Deshaun, bro. Like numbers to numbers. Like, I'm betting mine are better. I deserve this contract. And they're pretty much saying, nah, hell nah. And so we'll see what happens there. We'll see if Lamar stays a Raven or if he takes off. There's a lot of rumors going around linking him to the Atlanta Falcons, which I think would be dope. I feel like he'd look hella badass in the Falcons jersey. And damn well they would hold him down. And not saying the Ravens don't hold Lamar down, because I know they hold him down. Let's be real. Be more, they loyal as shit. But that's the rumor right now with him. I was hearing rumors saying that also today that Jeff Bezos is actually interested in making a bid for the Seahawks, which would be just super dope if we get an owner like that, that has that kind of money and that is hella competitive and he wants to win. I feel like that'd be massive. But obviously, if he buys the Seahawks, he's probably gonna buy the Portland Trailblazers as well, because they're also owned by the Paul family. And I mean, it's exciting stuff. It's exciting stuff going on in the NFL. There's gonna be obviously a lot more, storylines from the draft popping up. There's already some saying that the quarterback from Florida is like already like shooting up draft boards, which I feel like people need to chill out. It's like, like people would literally do anything just to try to be right, or to try to see, I told you, and it's like, bro, like, let's not reach, guys. I watched some Florida games. That quarterback is good, man, but he's not as good as those top 3 names that I had listed off earlier, man. Can he possibly get there one day? Nobody knows what could happen. He could work his ass off. He could have a big chip on his shoulder. Look at Brady, bro. He's always going to be that perfect example. Like, you just never know what's going to happen. But me personally, off the eye test and the Florida games that I've watched, that quarterback ain't it, bro. He ain't. You know what I'm saying? He could definitely be in the league and, be a backup. Hell yeah. But as a starting quarterback, I don't see that right now. But like I said, where you get drafted also, that really, really matters who you get drafted to and what scenario you're in. It really, truly does. What system, what coaches, everything. But yeah, that's there's been a lot of stuff going on in this NFL offseason, and I feel like it's just gonna ramp up even more. Which should be really cool. It's gonna, free agency is gonna come up here soon. People are gonna get re-signed. So we're gonna see, basically what happens and who goes where, who stays where, who gets cut. I mean, the Giants just cut Galloway or whatever, a receiver. They literally signed to like a $7 million deal 2 years, or yeah, 2 years ago in 2001. Like, it's crazy. Like, so even right now, Bobby Wagner, he was signed for 2 years. He only lasted one. There's gonna be a lot of teams cutting players because of salary cap issues mainly. And then even speaking of salary cap issues, Zeke Elliott, he's another one that people are talking about, that he's either gonna get traded or cut by the Cowboys. And anybody that gets Zeke, like, that's a massive pickup, bro. And hopefully, it makes Zeke go hard as fuck. Hopefully he puts that chip on his shoulder again. That's like, oh, y'all think I'm done? Watch this, cause bro, Zeke's a really good runner. I like Zeke. But yeah, and there's gonna be people retiring as well. Like, it's gonna be a fun offseason. It's gonna be a real fun offseason. I'm excited for the freaking draft. I mean, you guys know how I get about the draft, man. I love the draft. But yeah, that's what's been going on in the NFL. That's how the NFL season ended when I shouldn't say again, because it's been like 3 years since the Chiefs won, but the Chiefs once again were crowned champions. And congrats to all you Chiefs fans out there for getting that second Super Bowl. Bet that shit feels great. I wish I could say that shit, but we decided to fucking throw the ball instead of run it. It is what it is. Let's see here. So now we're gonna switch into the NBA, which has been really good for me as a Lake Show fan, especially a LeBron fan. Right now it's actually not that nice. It's not too sweet because your boy LBJ is gonna be gone for extended time, and a really bad time to be missing, because we're literally trying to make this playoff push. But man, the trade that Pelinka made in this trade deadline to get these players, Vanderbilt, Beasley, Russell. I mean, these 3 guys have been not only balling out, but a huge part as to why we're winning. Mo Bamba, I love the fact that we got Mo Bamba. I felt like he was a massive pickup. Rui Hachimura, mid-range god. Literally, I love to watch the way he pulls up, and then he just pulls up. He's a pull, instead of being like a pull-up 3-point shooter like Curry, Lillard, who's I'll get to as well, who's literally balling out, like literally out of this galaxy right now. But like, I just love the way that he could just dribble and then just pull up and just swap it. Like, he's got a nice shot. He obviously played at Gonzaga, so that makes me root for him even more. Just massive pickups, bro. Just massive. Like, I really like what we did in the trade deadline, and just instant offense. Like, our chemistry's so much better offensively. On defense, it's been there. On defense, it even got better, especially with Vanderbilt. I mean, my goodness, bro. This kid balls hard, like hustler, bro. I really like the way Vanderbilt plays. But definitely just massive pickups. It was a massive trade. I love it. Like, every Laker fan is happy right now. Besides the fact that LBJ got hurt, we do not like seeing that. But now I feel like LBJ is literally giving the floor to Anthony Davis, just being like, all right, man, get us there. I need you to get us there. Excuse me. Because AD needs to hold his weight, man. Like, he really does. Like, we know what LeBron could do. Everybody knows what LeBron could do. AD, you need to prove what you could do. You know what I'm saying? And this team, like I said, it looks great. You got Schroeder there too. Like, I just really like this team. Like I said, I'm watching it, and it's just the fluidity of this team is just so much better now. Like, I'm not saying that Russell Wilson was a massive problem or a massive issue, but obviously he was something, because its team is playing a lot better with a lot better energy as well. So yeah, as a Laker fan, I'm so happy right now the way we're balling. And I really hope we could keep this up. Like I said, right now in the NBA, everything has been super ramped up, literally super ramped up. Because everybody's making that playoff push. Everybody's playing for seeding for sure, playing spots. Every game matters for every team right now that's in the bubble to either get in the playoffs or in the bubble. Like, yeah, it's in the air for everybody right now, especially in the West. Um, it's nice to see that. Kevin Durant got traded to the Suns. I don't believe I talked about that on my last cast. Which I just think is so whack, man. But at the end of the day, man, that Pacific Division is just so fully loaded, bro. I mean, look at the Suns, look at the Warriors, look at the Lakers, look at the Clippers. Like, they are all in the same division. That's literally literally, like, whatever you want to say, the last ring of hell of the NBA, bro. Like, that's literally such a hard division. Like, look at those teams. Look at the players that are on those teams. Those are stacked teams, man. It's gonna be really hard, not only to win that division, but just to even get out of there, bro. Like, my goodness. They'll definitely probably have 4 playoff teams from that division alone. And the Warriors, they're trying to find their footing, with Steph Curry being injured. There's just a lot of things going on in the NBA right now. You got the Mavs, with Kyrie and Luka. They they haven't really been consistent. They've been up and down. Everybody kind of expected that because they're learning how to play with one another. Pause. So obviously that's gonna take time, but honestly I think it's a waste of time because everybody knows that Kai's about to dip in this offseason, bro. He's dipping to LA. He already bought a house there this offseason. So his plan was to be in LA by the end of this year. It just didn't happen. So now he's gonna have to wait till next year. Till next season. But that's why I try to tell Dallas fans right now, say, hey, you guys better enjoy this. You guys better enjoy this because once this offseason comes up, he's out. He's dipping. He ain't trying to be in Dallas, bro. He told you where he wanted to go. And the Nets didn't trade him there. They said, nah, we're going to trade you guys here, but we're going to send KD where he wants to go. That's the way the game was played, bro. So you got that going on. You have the Hawks that fired their coach and hired Dan Snyder, who I wanted to be the Lakers head coach. But he straight up said, nah, I'm good on that shit. Like, I'm good. He was like, nah, I'm straight. And so now he's going to be coaching there. Lillard balling out, bro. I think they said that he's had like 6 games with like 40 plus points. Literally dropped 71 the other night. Dame's been balling. Like balling. I haven't seen a stretch like this since Kobe when he scored like those 40 points in a row. Like, I think it was like for 8 games or like 7 games in a row. James Harden, I'm totally spacing out on him. James Harden also had a streak like that as well. They're just offensively like in tune. Like they're literally in, what do they call that? Like they just get into this zone, like literally into this zone where they could just block everything out. And it's just them in the hoop and they're making everything. Literally making everything. Dame's balling. Dame's balling out, man. He really is. The Nuggets are balling out. Joker's balling out. I'm telling you, everything's getting ramped up. Everything is getting very ramped up. And it's fun to watch because, like I said, everybody's really trying right now. Every NBA team's really trying right now. It's okay, the first half of the season, we were back and forth, but now it's for real. And everybody's going at each other, and it's fun to watch. Yeah, I'm seeing here that the Bulls waived Dragic, which is pretty crazy, but I'm pretty sure it's to free up space for Pat Beverly and make minutes for him because he got traded to the Bulls. Lamar Ball, he fractured something in his left ankle. So we'll see if he's gonna miss any games. I believe they're probably gonna shut him down for the rest of the season. I mean, you're not in playoff contention like whatsoever. I don't believe. And then here, actually, I'll look right here. Yeah, see, they're literally like 2 spots away from the last seed. So it's like it's not like you really need him to win these games. Like, just shut him down, man. Save your superstar, bro. Obviously, he's not gonna like it, but you got to think of it business wise, and you obviously don't want him to get hurt, because if he gets hurt, then you're really screwed. So I know that's not gonna happen. Right now we got the Nets and the Bucks going at it. The Nets are beating them by 10. Oh shit! Right now I actually need to turn to this game because I didn't even know. I'm over here doing the podcast with the homies, and I'm over here missing the Lake Show. We're playing the Grizzlies right now, which I really hope we beat this team, bro. I really do. Obviously OBJ isn't playing, so that helps the team, obviously get better and be able to gel, build that chemistry with each other, which I actually do like, because obviously LeBron you could literally plug him in whenever, and he can make everybody great. So I'm definitely, as soon as I get done with this, I'm definitely gonna put that game on. But yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. We're 2 games away from that damn 6 seed. We just need to win 2 games in a row, and we're in the 6th spot. That's all we need to do. Because right now we're in the 13th spot, and we're in the 12th spot right now. And, just 2 more wins, bro. We win 2 more games, we bounce the freaking Dallas Mavericks out. They're out of the 6th spot, bro. But that would mean that we'd play the Clippers in the first round, which would be so badass. Battle of LA in the first round. But yeah, we're 2 spots away from the play-in, but we're also 2 spots away from being in the 6th seed. So, like it's really good right now. So like every game matters. I'm definitely watching every single one of them because I got the season pass. But like I said, right now I'm gonna once I get off with this, I'm gonna head straight downstairs and I'm gonna throw the game on while I'm editing this video. But the Lake Show is gonna make a playoff push, man. I've said it. I know it's gonna happen. I'm not afraid to say it because, like I said, I know it's gonna happen. And I'm not gonna be surprised if they win the whole thing either, because once we get into this dance, having LBJ and AD hopefully healthy, and like obviously they're not gonna be 100% healthy, because nobody goes into playoffs 100% healthy. Nobody, especially when you get to the finals, ain't nobody 100% healthy. But once we get into this dance, man, it's gonna be a real big problem. It's gonna be a huge problem, and I know it's gonna be a big problem. Everybody don't see it. Everybody, even if they think that the Lakers get into the play-in or whatever, they think they're gonna be a first-round exit. That's totally fine. That's why I'm saying this. It's February 28th. I'm saying this right now because I'm telling you, once we get in that playoffs, ain't nobody beating us 4 games. You're not beating LeBron in a 4-game series. Trust me. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be watching this game downstairs right now. But yeah, man, everything's getting ramped up. I mean, the Nets are still the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference, bro. Like, they're still doing good without their 2 superstars. So we'll see what happens there. But definitely, the NBA is definitely gonna, like I said, ramp up, and this is gonna be fun, guys. It's gonna be fun to see what happens. But also this weekend, we had Jake Paul finally lose to Tyson Fury. Not Tyson Fury, no manches. What's his name? It was his brother or his stepbrother, something like that. But obviously that's good for boxing, especially good for Fury, because it's like Tommy Fury, because let's be real, bro. If you would have lost to Jake Paul, first of all, your boxing career is over. Nobody's taking you serious. And that's mainly it. So your one pretty much for source of income, you're not gonna have it no more. So obviously that's good for boxing that an actual boxer didn't lose to him. He didn't take the bag. But we got some massive fights coming up, guys. We really do. Tank Garcia and Ryan Garcia finally finalized their deal, so it really is happening, unless Tank doesn't make weight, which he's notorious for, or Ryan pulls out, which he's notorious for. So I don't trust either of these 2 guys. I really don't. I don't trust either of these two guys until they both get into that ring. And, we're about to hear that ding ding. But until then, I don't trust these guys into to making the fight happen. I really don't. I could see one of them slipping up, doing some dumb shit. Like, I really can. But we got that going on. I believe John Jones fights this weekend. We got Benavidez and Caleb Plant gonna be coming up here soon. Like, it's excuse me, it's gonna get real fun for combat sports as well. But with that being said, that's all I have for you guys today. I wasn't expecting it to be this long, honestly. I thought I was gonna talk for like 30 minutes, but you know how it goes with your boy. I get going, and here we go. But I love every single one of you guys. I really do. I hope every single one of you guys have been good. I hope your family's good. And let's just keep pushing every single day. We get up, we be great. Show the blessings that, that our Savior gave to us to everybody. We share them with everybody. And we keep it going. And with that being said, I love every single one of you guys. I really do. And I'll see you guys on the next one.
There's no time to waste, no time to waste, no time to waste, no. There's no time to waste, no time to waste, no time to waste, so you better do the damn thing right. You only got one life.